At LV, our home insurance comes from the heart. It's not just about giving you a personal claims handler to take care of you all the way. It's about looking after you in other ways too. Like when you go direct to us, buy online and get a massive 25% discount. To see how much you could save with the Which Insurance Provider of the Year 2017, go direct to lv.com. Online discount for new customers only, excludes home emergency and home legal expenses.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen. Podcasting since 2005. You're listening to Gamertag Radio. With your host, podcaster Hall of Famer Danny Pena, the always opinionated Parris Lilly, and from outside of the norm, Peter Toledo. This is Gamertag Radio.
Here we go.
Welcome to Gamertag Radio, and I have here Mr. Parris. I'm live here in Santa Monica?
Yeah, we're in Santa Monica at the Viceroy.
Oh my God, good. And we
10-year anniversary.
So we're here because this is what pre E3 week.
Yep,
so it's like a lot of events happening down here, and also you're going to be attending Destiny. By the time people hear this.
Yeah, that'll already happen. We'll have that stuff.
So we're gonna be talking about E3, and we have a special guest here. He's always on the show every time we see him at events, man. So that's awesome. What's up?
Hi, guys.
You're not gonna present yourself? Not gonna say who you are?
Oh, you're not gonna introduce me? I'm the guest.
All right, so we have here from GameCrate.com, also part of the Newegg family. Q, what's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going, man? Good to see you guys again. Haven't seen you, I think, since the Call of Duty event in what was it, September?
Yep, September. That's for Call of Duty XP. So that's cool, man. And what's new with you, man? What's going on with you?
Just working daily. GameCrate.com. We got a brand new studio that we're doing a lot of video in, a lot of live streaming, and hopefully one day you guys can come down and hang out and check out what we're doing. We got a whole VR setup down there, Oculus and Vive, and all the whole gaming situation, and it's pretty fun, man.
Yeah, let us know. We'll definitely go and visit and play some games, man. Maybe play some Nintendo Switch just for you. It's awesome.
Send us your feedback or questions. Give us a call at 786-273-7GTR. Email us at fanmail@gamertagradio.com or leave a message on speakpipe.com/gamertagradio.
Parris, before we go talk about the whole E3, you finally got to play Nintendo Switch for the first time.
Yes, I did.
Your thoughts?
I played Mario Kart. My first thoughts is the screen was very impressive. I really liked just the color reproduction, the depth and everything on the screen. So fantastic screen for the Switch. I'm still not a fan of the Joy-Cons. And we did a Facebook Live earlier and I kind of talked about it there, but not a fan of that really. I just have giant hands, so I know I'm the exception to the rule, but I just feel like they're too small. Pro controller's perfect, feels like an Xbox One controller, so I have no problems with that at all. Overall, though, I mean, that's just a nitpick more than anything. I didn't have a problem playing Mario Kart with it all connected in portable mode. I like it. I'm going to get a Nintendo Switch the next chance I get.
Cool. So you don't like it when it's just detached from the system, but if it's like on the side, like if you're playing a handheld,
it's acceptable.
Game. Okay,
it's acceptable. I can trust me. That would probably be the way I'd play any game on there. Probably 80% of the time. I shouldn't say that, but I see me playing more portable than I do it in the dock on television. You know what I mean? So it's fine. Cool. The big test would obviously be the battery life, which you can actually talk about because you've had it for enough time that you should kind of see how much the battery works on it. But that would be my biggest thing, is just make sure I have enough battery life whenever I want to go.
I've been traveling a lot for the past week and a half. So like my trip from Miami to New York, it's like about 3 hours. And I was playing a lot of Mario Kart and a couple of indie games. It was good. Battery was still good. Mm-hmm. There was no plug for me to charge the Switch during my flight from Miami to New York, and also back from New York to Miami. Now, my trip to LA, thank God there was a plug, because I charged not only my Switch, but I also charged my phone and laptop and everything. So it was a lot easier. The thing is, now a lot of planes have that already, so you could easily charge your device and everything like that. But the reason why I mention it is because it's like a good 4.5, maybe 5 hour flight from Miami. So yeah, if I'm playing Mario Kart the whole time, that's like a good 3 hours. Or Zelda, that's 3 hours, because the game is kind of strong for that device, you know. So yeah.
But I mean, I definitely felt like I had a console in my hands playing Mario Kart. Like I felt like Mario Kart 8 was the full Mario Kart, because my kids and I, we play it on the Wii U all the time. So being able to have that in my hand on the Switch and go, damn, this is just like when I'm playing at home, was great. And I didn't play Zelda, but you fired it up for just a second. I saw what that looks like. I mean, I will have no problems with the Switch at all. I think it'll be a fine device. I'm really looking forward to E3, obviously, to see what other games are coming out. I'm assuming Mario Odyssey will be playable there because it's going to be the big holiday game that I'm really looking forward to. And I just think for Nintendo's sake, it's really coming down to just having the content. As long as they have content on there, they're going to be fine. Show me what the online plan's going to be. Give me that back catalog, which is why I think, they got rid of the NES Mini and all that, because I think a lot of those games are going to come to the Switch. We'll probably have to double dip and pay for them again. But hey, it is what it is at this point. But I definitely see that Nintendo has a hit on their hands, and we've seen with the NPD numbers, I mean, it's selling strong. So, as long as they got content, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah. Now, before we go to E3, quick question. Have you tried a PlayStation Vita?
Yeah, I've had one for years.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts? Because people might say, oh, wait a minute, but it's like the Vita. Vita is
it's funny you say that, because that was my first thought when I talk about the Joy-Cons being too small. I've always felt that the Vita controllers are too small for me. And I have a similar feeling with that, The analog, right?
The
Switch, yeah. Okay. But the fact that the Switch is bigger and I'm not so cramped together trying to control everything, it felt more comfortable than it does on the Vita. Because if I had any complaint with the Vita, it's always been that I've just felt like because again, I got giant hands. I just feel like it's too crunched together trying to control stuff. So that's an advantage that the Switch has over the Vita for sure.
Okay.
And I think the screen is bigger and looks better on the Switch.
So during our Facebook Live, one of the questions that one of our listeners said, he asked us was like, what's the press conference that we're kind of excited to check out live during E3? And I believe, Q, you said Sony, right?
Yeah.
I know you can't say why. You can't say why. But
I just heard that they're just going to have some cool announcements, and I'm really looking forward to that. And if the rumors are true, it's gonna get everybody excited. So yeah, I'm hoping that the rumors are true, that Sony shows something pretty incredible. So
now, is it enough for, let's say, I think they need to show new games too, like from like first party. Like I hope we get to see more of the Spider-Man game. That looks really good for the PlayStation 4. That's an exclusive right there. Also God of War. I mean, what else they need to show too? Like wait, what's the name of the one that they showed up?
Days Gone.
Days Gone. They show another one. Was it Detroit?
That's they have a good roster of games that they can talk about. And I'm not trying to hate on Microsoft, but they don't have anything coming up that I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
Like Crackdown 3 is cool. I'm not into the Forza thing. And Sea of Thieves didn't interest me. But the community manager for 343 Studios was on Reddit recently saying that they have a Halo-related announcement, but it's not Halo 3 Remaster. And people are trying to guess what it could be.
Could it be the next Halo game, but for 2018?
They said it's not going to be the next Halo game.
Or Parris, the thing that we talked about earlier. Could it be the TV series? And that's it.
that was one of the things that people were saying. It could be a Halo movie or a Halo TV series that they could be talking about. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't know. Look, man. Right now, the focus is Scorpio. By them announcing that's not going to excite me to buy the Scorpio. So it's like, where are the games? And that's the biggest mystery. Nobody knows, man. Nobody knows.
Well, again, I guess talking just E3 conferences, yeah, it is Microsoft. That's the one I'm most interested to see because of the unknown. We just don't know. We know the specs of Project Scorpio, but price obviously is going to be a big thing. When is it going to come out? I have a Miss Leo.
Oh, let me play right now, Miss Leo.
Hey,
Hey, darling, this is certified psychic Miss Leo. Now, I can usually tell you things about your future by using the power of my tarot cards. But when it comes to video games, only the guys at Gamertag Radio can give you the E3 predictions. Ya hear me?
It's not going to come out in November. It's going to come out in September because it is not a quote unquote new generation launch. So the new generation launches always come out in November. So, original Xbox 360, the first Xbox One. But when you had like Xbox 360 Elite, that didn't come out in November. That came out in whatever random month of the year. Xbox One S, for example, came out in September. Scorpio is coming out in September. You want to know why? Because they want Scorpio ready to go when all the they don't want someone to have to go pick up a big third-party game and have to play it under Xbox One S while people are, I'm on my PS4 Pro or I'm on my PC in 4K and it looks great. Well, damn, I can't play because I got to wait till November. They're going to want it ready. It would not shock me if Project Scorpio is out the same week as Destiny 2, as an example, because I think they want it ready for all the big third-party games.
Yeah, you're right. And here's another thing that we have to talk about.
Before you move on to that, though, I want to second that because that's a good thing. Because remember when Middle Earth Shadow of War was announced, that comes out in August, and they were kind of bigging up that it's going to be compatible, take advantage of the Project Scorpio specs. So
yeah, they do have a marketing deal.
I could see that happening too. Good prediction, man.
They do have a marketing deal with Xbox.
Right.
So, yeah, you know what? That makes sense. And what is it? The game that comes out every year for Microsoft in September?
It's going to be Forza.
So it makes sense. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if that happened too.
Because that's what Q just said. The Shadow of Mordor game. I'm thinking, wow, that comes out in August. Madden comes out in August. You're going to tell people, hey, if you really want to take the true power of Project Scorpio, you're going to have to sit on that game for 2-3 months before you can actually play it in 4K HDR. Yeah. They're not going to do that.
It makes sense.
Yeah. That way, by the time Crackdown comes out, by the time Sea of Thieves and whatever mystery games they have come out in the holiday, Call of Duty comes out, all, whatever Ubisoft might have that comes out in the holiday, it'll be ready to go on Project Scorpio. It'll be Scorpio compatible. You don't have to wait on a patch or anything like that. Day one, it'll be playable. So I think September, and I'm thinking right with Destiny 2.
Now, my question to you is, I read this article that there was a survey that they asked the gamers about PlayStation 4 Pro and Xbox Scorpio and the Switch. Not that many people know much about the Pro Scorpio, but they do know about the Switch. And the reason is marketing. They've been advertising this device everywhere. Sports, WWE, AMC shows, everywhere. So my question is to you, because PlayStation hasn't been promoting the Pro at all. That's just been word of mouth. The fans, they'll go and buy it. Do you think Xbox is going to promote this as like the big console for this holiday season?
I'm curious what Q will say, but I'll say this real quick. I say if it's $450 or less, they're going to market the hell out of this thing at the mass consumer. So I do think everyone's going to know what it is. If it winds up being a plus $500 premium product, then they're going to treat it the same way Sony's treated the Pro. And it's just, hey, the hardcore know about it. It's made for the hardcore. They're going to pick it up. We don't have to spend extra marketing money to get people to buy it.
But why is Sony not promoting this, man? The Pro, because that's a big system, man.
Because they don't need to. Because the PS4 by itself is a monster. They don't need the Pro to be a huge hit. So anything they get from the Pro is extra. It's just why, look, PlayStation VR isn't this monster selling thing, and they're not going out of their way to do extra promotion for it. Want to know why? Because they're the leader in the clubhouse, and they don't have to. That in my opinion.
Q?
Yeah, I think Microsoft will go all out a little bit more than PlayStation did with PlayStation Pro, just because of the Shadow of War promotion tie-in or whatever, Forza. They're losing the console war. I know they say they don't care, but they do care.
But when people say losing, it's not like they're gonna bankrupt or anything like that.
They're not going bank. They're actually making pretty good money. They're doing really well,
and a lot from Xbox Live too.
But there are more PS4 consoles out there than Xbox One consoles. Yeah. So I think they're going to put forth a good marketing effort for the Scorpio.
Now, any predictions on games? Because I see them promote, like maybe announcing like some old school game, something that we haven't seen in a very long time. I think that by them announcing a new IP, it's not going to be enough to create that buzz. Because
if they announce a new IP, they got to do a long preview of it during the press conference, like really in depth to get people excited, I think.
You know what would be crazy, Parris? Imagine they show something like, I know this is crazy, which I don't know if they could make this happen, but imagine if they say we're bringing back like a game like True Fantasy Online. Remember that game?
But that's Sea of Thieves.
Jade Empire.
Yeah. Oh, Jade Empire. Oh, you're right. Oof, that's a good one. Or I read somewhere that Sega is planning to bring back a lot of their big IPs. Do you think that they might have a deal with Microsoft or something? I don't know. Like, I'm trying to figure out.
They got a couple Sonic games coming out later this year, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's where their focus is at the moment. I don't know if they have a...
Man, they need to bring something like PSO or something.
But like Parris was saying, that's the interesting thing about Microsoft at E3 this year is that it's a mystery. They need something.
But is that a good mystery or is it a bad mystery?
I think it's kind of bad because there's no buzz. You know, we kind of...
So right now they are the underdog of this E3.
Yeah, because we know like Sony, like, oh, I can't wait to see more of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Of, you know, the new Uncharted Lost Legacy, more of Days Gone, more of God of War. You know, they got stuff up their sleeve. And Nintendo, more of the Super Mario World Odyssey, whatever Mario thing they got going on. You know, they're going to share some things. And Microsoft is just like three games.
As a fan, are you kind of nervous attending their press conference, or do you feel like confident that we might see something big from them? Because remember, they announced the specs early.
Yeah.
Through Digital Foundry and everything.
Yeah, that's interesting because they announced the specs early so they wouldn't have to do it at the press conference. So that's something we already know. So they have more time to focus on something else.
And then doing this on a Sunday instead of a Monday. So they're going to have a 24-hour news cycle.
Yeah.
So by just that alone, do you think that's not enough to be like, man, you know, I'm a little... I think something good out of it.
Every year you're interested. It piques your interest to see what they're going to do, you know. But I don't think they have as much buzz as Sony and Nintendo right now. But that doesn't mean I'm not interested. But it's just, you know, you don't know what's going to happen. It's a mystery.
It is a mystery, man. Oh man.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
Take it out.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio.
So, Parris, let's talk about this. A couple episodes ago, you talked a little bit about Prey.
Yes.
So, a couple days later, what's going on? Because there's been issues for the PC version, right?
Yeah, okay. So there was an issue with save files getting corrupted, and mine got corrupted. So I lost all my progress. And there was a patch that came out that was supposed to allegedly fix said issue and restore my corrupted save file. Mm-hmm. Well, didn't for me. So I'm basically back to square one with Prey. I'd played the game enough that I could do a review for it, but I want to play it until the end. I'll just simply say this as far as Prey goes. It starts slow, so you need to be aware of probably your first 3 to 4 hours of gameplay will be slow because you're just simply not powerful enough, and it's going to be a little difficult for you. But once you start acquiring more weapons, acquiring more abilities, and really start getting more into the story and start just understanding everything that's going on, it is a great sci-fi / horror type game. It takes a lot of elements from System Shock, obviously BioShock. Those two are very closely related. And I think Dead Space, for me, I definitely had a feel from that as well. It's a good game. It is definitely, it's an 8 type of game. Let's just put it that way. It's not the greatest game you're ever going to play, but it's not a bad game. And I love that they have a a person, you call him, he's an Asian character, basically, is your lead guy, which is great because you never see that in games. So it's nice to have a different type of personality or a different type of person from another culture, be a lead character in a game. So that's good to see. Story is good enough. I feel, like I said, it's a solid 8. I would give it that. It is definitely worth picking up. We live in this day and age now, and I said this before, that you don't necessarily need to run out and go get it day one because it is a single player game. So there's not this rush to be the best at some type of multiplayer or anything like that. The game, it is what it is. So I say pick it up at your leisure, play it at your leisure, but it's going to be an enjoyable experience. It's going to be a game that's going to give you probably a good 15 hours of enjoyment.
I know there was an article, was it Kotaku, that they mentioned about not getting review copies from Bethesda early.
Yes.
Of, like this game and other games too. And I think they've been doing it now for like a couple years now.
Yes. Well, Kotaku's completely blackballed, so they don't get anything.
But you get a copy of the game the day before or the day of the
it's the day before because I got my PC code on a Thursday and the game was out Friday.
Okay. Do you think, is that good? Oh, that's bad for them. That was the article.
Well, here's the thing. And Jason Schreier wrote this article, which, love or hate Kotaku, he's probably the best writer they have there. I pretty much agreed with what he said because I get the point of it. Bethesda, Ubisoft, they both have this policy of you're not getting review until launch. I think that hurts because you see a lot of sites rush to be first. So, dude, there were reviews of Prey out on Monday. There were reviews out the same day. It's like, there's no way in hell you played this game the way that it should have been played to be able to give it a proper review. My thing is, give people the game early. Let them get it 2-3 weeks early. Let people take their time and truly play the game so that they can write a proper review for it and not rush to judgment. Look at the IGN review. He gave it a freaking 4 because his save file corrupted. He got mad and he gave it a bad score. It's ridiculous. It happened to me. I'm still not going to say the game's not bad. Their freaking PC version needed to be patched. That was the problem. But the actual game itself isn't the issue. So yeah, it's an 8 type of game. And to be fair, IGN, once they got the issue fixed, went back and updated their score. And they, ironically enough, gave it an 8 as well, because that's what the game should be. But it also hurts the consumer, I think, by not having the game out early, because now you're going to wait. You're not going to rush out. Or if you do rush out and get the game and there's something wrong with it, you had no guide to say, well, IGN, who I trust, says it's a 6 or a 7, so I'm going to stay away from it. Or, Polygon gave it a 9, so I know I need to go get it day one. You're kind of left in this weird limbo where you need to wait and kind of see what people that you trust are going to say, unless you're a maniac like me and go, oh, it's Destiny. You just go get it. You know what I mean?
That's the thing I want to bring up, because Destiny, I remember we all got early copies of the game, but we didn't. Oh no! Wait! You're right. No one got it. It was my bad. It was, we got it the day of the release date, and the reason why is because of the servers, and they wanted everybody to get the same experience.
Right?
Isn't that kind of the same thing though? Parris?
It is the same.
And that's why a lot of the websites gave it a low review the first time when it got released, because not everything was available. Nobody wasn't sure about the whole raid, the whole concept at that time. It was like a big mystery. So isn't it the same with that too, man? Because it might happen the same thing when Destiny 2 comes out.
It's going to happen with Destiny 2, but that is a kind of game where I can understand it, because like Bungie is saying, it's a world that is dependent on having an active population in it. So you can't just have 100 different media people out in Destiny. No one's able to make up and do a strike or raid or things like that. I understand it. I still don't agree with it, because my solution to that is get PR people and Bungie people in there and actively schedule certain things that you can do in the game so people can get an idea for it and actually write a review. So I do think you should be able to get a game like Destiny early, but I understand why. Like, Actually, I'll give you a perfect example. Ghost Recon with Ubisoft. Ubisoft was smart enough that when we got that game early, like Pete and I, we had it early to play. They had people at Ubisoft play with us in the game. So we could do the full co-op experience. We could go through it, the whole thing. So we got a true understanding of the game before it came out. So that by the time we did our review, we knew. So it wasn't a thing of we had to wait till day of and everything was a blind buy. You know what I mean? Mm. So I understand it. But I actually agree with that Kotaku article. I think we should get all games because if anything, it shows a sign of confidence. Look at Horizon Zero Dawn. People had that game a month before it came out to play it. And everyone was praising it, loved it. So by the time it came out, I had 100% confidence. Yep, I'm getting that day one.
But look at a game like Destiny.
Why you keep see? Everyone calls me the Destiny dude. He's the one that keeps bringing it up all the time.
Because it's the truth. It's the truth because Bungie has confidence with that game too.
Did they?
But yes, why not? You don't think so?
I don't know. You go.
Or besides the whole story, because the story, yeah. But I'm talking about like just the actual multiplayer gameplay. Yeah, I think they did. I mean, they released beta 2 weeks for the PlayStation and only a week for the Xbox One. So, and that was really early. So they could do the same with this.
But why keep using Destiny as example?
Because it's true. Because
no. Because I think that's a bad example in this scenario.
It's not.
Yeah,
it's
it is
not.
because it's the way that game works.
It's a bad example because
you guys
listen to me.
Wait, the sword and shield. Wait,
come on. It's a bad example because Prey and Doom and what was the other Bethesda game that they Fallout are all single player games that don't require any online interactivity to play. Destiny does, and that makes sense. Of course, I agree with Parris that they could have scheduled things because they did the same thing with Uncharted 4. They gave that out early and they scheduled all the multiplayer. Like, all right, our devs are going to be playing on multiplayer here. You connect at this time and you can experience the multiplayer. And they did that during the review process. But the Bethesda games are different because they're not online required. They're solo, games that people play by themselves, really. Except, there's multiplayer in Doom. But I think that's why. But I agree with the Kotaku article too, because I think he made a point in saying that all these smaller sites rush out these reviews and give them low scores or, bad scores or whatever. And I don't know. I read Metacritic. I don't know if you look at Metacritic.
I don't. I stopped looking at
There's a lot of people that look at Metacritic to decide on what games, what's the higher rating, what's the ratio of ratings for a certain game, and they make their purchasing decisions based on that. And there's developers that get their bonuses based on their
Metacritic,
on their ratings at Metacritic. So if you have all these smaller sites giving them 4s like IGN because the game didn't play very well, that's going to mess up everybody's money at the development studio. You know what I'm saying?
But I see what you're saying, man. It just
so it's not good for. I don't think it's good for developers to do that.
I agree. The reason why I say this is because at that, I know I'm not supposed to bring it up, but at that time when all this happened, all the sites were pissed. Everybody was like, "Why? Why are we not getting this early?" And then they explained it. Now you understand it, but at that time we were all confused. We didn't really truly understand why Bungie and Activision made that move when it came out. Now, yes, you understand it now because we all been through, 3 years now. We have an idea how the game is and everything. So yeah, of course they're going to do the same exact thing.
It's a different situation.
It's a different situation, but yeah. I'm thinking of at that time when the game released because we were pumped. Like, I can't wait to get the game early. We can start playing it and so on. But then we get this email, sorry, you're going to get the game on launch day. And here's why. And everybody's like scratching their heads. I don't get it. But here's another game too. I think it was For Honor. We got a copy For Honor. It's a single player and also multiplayer game. We got the game early, but we were only allowed to play the single player campaign because again, the servers wasn't live yet. They told it was going to go up, I believe, like on a Monday or Tuesday right before the game came out. So we started playing only the single player game. So that works too. I think that's okay. At least we have an idea how the game is going to be about, So, Parris? You want to say anything?
No, I don't. I've already said everything's been said on that. You don't want to keep bringing up Destiny and all this stuff. It's
oh my God!
But all jokes aside, the thing is, like you just said, with For Honor, we're in a different age of gaming now where there's a lot of server, quote unquote, cloud dependent games. And there's no way for people to play those early until the servers are ready. Mm-hmm. It's just, it is what it is. But in a single player experience, again, going back to Prey, just bring it full circle. That's a single player standalone experience. You can put that game out early enough and let people take their time to play. Again, a game like Fallout, Witcher, Skyrim, these games, Horizon Zero Dawn, something that's going to take an extreme amount of time to actually get into and play and understand the mechanics and really get a true sense for what the game's trying to do. You need to give reviewers proper time for that. And like Q brought up, the whole Metacritic stuff, dude, jobs, families, money is on the line with someone's opinion. That's just the way the system works. You know, people don't get paid if it gets a bad review. So you're hurting someone's bottom line, putting food on their table. So I really think the whole system needs to be changed when it comes to that. And like I said, what we're seeing from Bethesda, which is day of, Ubisoft is pretty much close to day of with all their games. I like what Microsoft does, to be honest with you. And we even saw PlayStation do it with Horizon Zero Dawn. Microsoft, they give you the damn game weeks in advance.
Three
you know,
weeks.
It's not even, you completely have played through the game a couple times by the time you have to put the review out. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, totally agree. But here's the thing: a lot of people still buy the games no matter what. They'll still go and buy it the day of without no reviews. Like, well, it's Bethesda. They have a lot of great titles. So at the same time, the consumers are not helping the situation either.
Well, I mean, the publishers have good marketing plans. I mean, you put a good marketing commercials, you get some good trailers out there, that'll get people to buy anything, you know?
Mm-hmm. True. So, Parris, we're going to play your review, right, on this episode. Can you say what it is before I play it real quick?
Yeah, SteelSeries was kind enough to send over a review sample of, and I never say it right, the Arctis, Arctis, the Arctis 3 gaming headset. And I got a review for it.
Let's play right now.
Gamertag Radio is headed to E3 2017.
E3 is one of the biggest events for Gamertag Radio, and you don't want to miss this.
Join hosts Danny Pena, Parris Lilly, and Peter Toledo direct from the convention center floor.
What are the plans for Microsoft? We're going to see more new titles from Sony PlayStation. And how about Nintendo? Interviews, roundtable discussion, previews, hand-on impressions, and more.
E3 2017 coverage on Gamertag Radio.
June 11th through the 15th. GamerTagRadio.com or play.it/Gamertag.
Hey everyone, this is Parris, Gamertag Radio, back with another product review. This time I'm going to talk about a headset. This one is from SteelSeries. It is their Arctis 3. Let me pronounce that again. It is the Arctis 3 from SteelSeries. This is an analog headset. It is a 3.5 millimeter connection that can be used with the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, the PC, the Nintendo Switch, or even for casual use using, you know, your iPhone or your iPad. I love this thing. It is a fantastic headset. It is one of those no-frill headsets. It doesn't do RGB lighting or anything crazy like that. You guys may have seen me do an unboxing for this on our Twitch channel and on Facebook Live. Very comfortable. The way that it works, it's one of those one-size-fits-all type of headsets. It has the elastic band, you know, at the top of it. Matter of fact, I took this thing with me when I was traveling a couple weeks ago. So was walking around with it through the airport, had it on the plane, obviously listening to music, you know, videos, things of that nature. But you guys are here to hear about this thing as far as gaming goes. So let me tell you, it works very well. Again, 3.5 millimeter connection if I'm using on a console, like I said, on the PS4, Xbox One, or Nintendo Switch. Just plug it right into the controller. Off you go. Great stereo sound using it that way. But the highlight of this is actually on the PC. You guys, you know, you see me playing on Twitch, things like that. Use it actually when we record Gamertag Radio on our Discord channel. And for there, you know, it has a detachable connection. So like I said, you have the 3.5 millimeter connection, you know, when you're playing on the PS4, for example, but it also has the 3 different connections that you can use on the PC, plug it right in. But what SteelSeries has done is they've included their own software with this. So when you're on the PC, It's similar to something that like Logitech does with their headsets. So you have the SteelSeries software that you put on the PC, and then it can simulate 7.1 surround sound. So when I've been playing a game like Prey or The Witcher 3 or, things of that nature on the PC, I'm getting very nice, crisp 7.1 surround sound simulated on these headsets. And again, comfort level wearing these things, you can put them on. You literally can forget that you have them on. They're very comfortable to wear. Matter of fact, something that I would compare this to directly would be what HyperX has with their Cloud Stinger headset, which I've talked about in the past, and I was very high on those as well. But again, the fact that you can get 7.1 surround sound on the PC with these headsets puts this above that. Again, I didn't really go into the microphone yet. Microphone has been fantastic. You can ask Danny or Pete when we're talking, recording Gamertag Radio. Sound reproduction is very good using this microphone, and I've had no issues at all. So again, this is the SteelSeries Arctic. I never say this right. It is the Arctis 3. They actually have a 5 series and a 7 series, and that's when you get more into the more of the RGB lighting and things of that nature. But again, this is their entry level into the Arctics. I never say it right. I apologize again. Into the Arctis line of headsets from SteelSeries. And again, if you're not looking for something that's super showy as far as like, again, RGB lighting or those kind of crazy things, this is just a no nonsense headset that you can buy. The price under $100 too, which and again, if you search online and look for deals, you can probably find it even cheaper. But right now it's on $100. If you go to SteelSeries, it's a fantastic headset, very comfortable to wear. And again, I know all these brand new Nintendo Switch owners, this is a fantastic headset to pick up with that. So again, this is the SteelSeries Arctis 3. I'm Parris, Gamertag Radio. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll send you back to the show.
Back on the scene. This is Gamertag Radio. Voicemail at 786-2737-GTR.
All right, thanks for the review, Parris. And next topic, I have a great topic. This was breaking news today. Netflix, The Witcher series. They're planning to make a Witcher series on Netflix. Crazy, insane.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see. I'd even had tweeted about this when the news first came out. And Netflix has shown they're not afraid to spend the money. If they give this the proper budget, I mean, this could be on the level of Game of Thrones. I've not read the books. Obviously, I'm only going by the game stuff, but there's a lot of lore with The Witcher and just the stuff that we've seen in the game, just the various different creatures, the characters, just again, all the different guilds and kingdoms and everything that you deal with in that Witcher verse. There's so much they can do. Matter of fact, I'll tell everyone that's listening to this, go watch the live action cinematic trailer. It's not really live action. It's like a CG cinematic trailer they did for The Witcher 3 right when it came out. And it's Geralt going out hunting this vampire. Oh, just give me that. Give me that. I'm in. I'm all in. Throw the coin purse, the whole thing.
Thinking about the whole Netflix and all that stuff. I know there was a rumor. Was it last year? Zelda for
Netflix.
But
then that got nixed.
That was. Now we talked about this too. While we were walking around here in LA and stuff, we were talking about Halo. Is Microsoft going to bring back Halo and do it as a series? Maybe Netflix? No? Okay.
No. Did you not watch that last thing with Luke Cage? It's freaking terrible. It's dead, dude.
All right.
On the Witcher thing, I think they're trying to make it clear that this TV series would be based on the actual books and not the games.
Not the games, okay.
And the author, Andrzej Sapkowski, I'm not saying that right, but he's a Polish guy. He wrote the books in his, because historically, like, he's not a big fan of the games because the CD Projekt Red kind of took liberties with some of the story, and I guess he wasn't happy with some of it. So, like, in his statement, he said, "I'm thrilled that Netflix will be doing an adaptation of my stories, staying true to the source material and the themes that I have spent over 30 years writing."
Man, that was like shots fired.
I think that was like a little bit of shade right there. Yeah. So, but either way, I'm excited for it. So I think it's gonna be pretty cool.
That's cool, man. That's really, really cool. So,
speaking of The Witcher, Gwent public beta is out on the 24th.
Mm-hmm.
PC, Xbox, PS4. Everyone starts from scratch.
Nice.
Y'all want some of the champ? Vicious 696. I'll be on the P because you can do crossplay with Xbox and PC. So I'll be playing on PC, but I play against in the closed beta. I was playing against Xbox people all the time. So look me up, Vicious 696. Man, challenge me.
You're not gonna
challenge me.
You're not gonna try to play it on the PlayStation?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm playing on the PC.
Ooh, he said.
I love how
cute.
I literally was like, "Hey, there's crossplay. I can play with Xbox people." He got to go Debbie Downer. Well, what about PlayStation 4?
Because I'm just curious to see because you have a group of friends there that don't have a PC, don't have an Xbox. So I'm not trying to start a debate. And why is that you're almost falling every time we have a conversation? Sorry, every time I look at Parris, it looks like he's falling from the bed, man. Like I don't know. Are you nervous, man? Like every time I mention, oh, I know what it is.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Every time I mention PlayStation, he's ready to go like this, like swing the sword and shield.
You saw Facebook Live today. That was hilarious. Danny was sword and shield and Phantom Dust, and I just stood up on the camera and I was like, "Danny, you can stop with your sword." I said, "Shing."
Oh no, man. All right, so you're not gonna play it. All right, so I
am gonna play it on the PC in 4K. And stream it on Twitch.
You have the Pro.
That's the other. Okay. All jokes aside, Jesus Christmas! I didn't know I had to get this in depth. I played on the PC because I stream a lot of my matches on Twitch because people will come in to my channel and I basically explain how Gwent works because a lot of people don't understand how it works. Matter of fact, a couple cats that are in our Discord channel play Gwent all the time because they used to watch me play it on Twitch and now they understand it.
That's good, man.
And you should do the same.
Why you give me this evil look, man?
Because I want to beat you in Gwent. Just like freaking David talking all that trash, coming in the Gwent channel with me, and I had to shut him down.
Really? And he stayed quiet?
Yeah, he's quiet. Now he's just crickets.
Wow. You that good, man? So let me ask you, how do you learn? Do you just play on your own?
Playing The Witcher 3. That's how I learned.
You know, I tried while playing The Witcher 3, I stopped playing it. People were beating me like the characters in the game. I was like, you know what?
And they just, in matter of fact, the CD Projekt Red they just had a Gwent tournament. I forget what the grand prize was.
So what happened, Parris? Why you didn't join?
Because I'm not that good.
It sounded like you're good.
I ain't that damn good.
All right. So we're going to wrap it up, right? We should, I think we're good, man. So head over to gamertagradio.com or play.it/gamertag and listen to our past episodes over there. And also you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and other podcast directories.
Send us your feedback or questions. Give us a call at 786-273-7GTR. Email us at fanmail@gamertagradio.com or leave a message on speakpipe.com/gamertagradio.
All right, and that's about it, man. So we can wrap it up. Parris, I know you had a great time during the Destiny 2 event.
Yes.
You had a great time.
I did. It was amazing.
A lot of content.
Yeah.
Go back. It's on Friday's episode. Check it out. So that's about it. See you next time. Only here on Gamer Tag Radio.
You're
Peace.
Punk. Like what?
Thanks for listening to Gamer Tag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.